So tell me what's wrong with the feeling. I'm the flower, you're the bee. It's much older than you and me. I'm in love, I'm alive. I belong to the stars and sky. Let's forget who we are for one night. We're not animals, baby. It's the people who lie. I want real love, baby. Ooh, don't leave me waiting. I want real love, baby. Wait until you taste me. I want real love, baby. There's a world inside me. Got the preacher's music. Just it for a minute. Our hearts are free. So tell me what's wrong with the feeling. I'm the flower, you're the bee. It's much older than you and me. I'm in love, I'm alive. I belong to the stars and sky. Let's forget who we are for one night. We're not animals, baby. It's the people who lie. I want real love, baby. Ooh, don't leave me waiting. I want real love, baby. Wait until you taste me. I want real love, baby. There's a world inside me. Got the preacher's music. Just for a minute.
What's going on, everybody? Could you try to get that up on there?
Yeah.
I can't see a bunch of the comments, which is weird.
Ah.
I know, we gotta bring it up there. See, look, they're all like right there. What is going on, everybody?
Howdy.
I know, such a beautiful.
Such a beautiful.
Oh man, I'm just about done making my chart, and now I'm distracted. Ian, what's going on, Stitch? How you doing, buddy? Dom, welcome to the party.
Oh no.
Mute it. It's weird
I'm
we're having that
trying.
kind of weird. Oh, try to figure it out.
Oh.
So we're just jamming out a little bit with Garrett.
Garrett
I don't know if
edition.
y'all know Garrett, but
They know me and my Christmas stars.
he was in the Christmas rap video, so which has a criminally few amount
I won't show up.
of views.
Sean.
What? You gotta go here, maybe?
Oh, that's so weird.
Is it live chat? There it is.
Oh.
So it should be up here on the right. Yeah, this is Garrett. He's kind of joining us today. He's the guy who rolled under the garage door with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
See? The people know.
He's our groupie.
Are you our biggest groupie?
Biggest groupie.
I think.
Our only groupie.
I'd say so. The title's for me.
Yeah. But we're just rocking out. We're shooting some videos. We did Fly Me to the Moon today.
Going up on my channel.
I think I'll put it up to you.
Oh yeah.
I'll put it up Friday.
Okay.
Friday seems like a good day to fly.
To fly.
I just missed Stitch's lesson. What he had, like Jimi Hendrix, something or other.
Ooh.
Some kind of nonsense with that.
What song?
I think it was When Cries Mary. You know that one?
It's 1:10 a.m. here.
Oh, it's late.
Why are you awake?
1:10? That's when
Sounds
the
early to
ballers
me.
ball. I'm up to 1:10 every day. Just watching Stitch. We wanted to watch this live. Welcome to the party, Zach. Is it good? Promised. Try to
Why
spell
not?
your name. Why not? Yeah, exactly. 1:10 is where it happens. Where inspiration and creativity strike.
Screw you, Zach.
Jeez, Stitch is so
Wow.
angry. Stitch, when are you coming over, buddy? We got to do it, Ian and Sean and the Dawn. What day this week is it going to be? Could it be tomorrow? Let's all shame Ian to come over super early.
Are you gonna do your face masks? Are you gonna oil your beards together?
I don't know if Friday morning? All right, that's cool. Yeah, so I also have a new, oh, we have an announcement to make.
What?
Puppet show.
Oh yeah.
So we've decided to take everybody's feedback. What's going on, Kevin? Everybody, a tool. Of course, I remember you, golden sub. But yeah, oh, what are your thoughts on the Cranberries? Yeah, that Cranberry singer died. You didn't know that?
No.
How'd you not hear that?
I'm so
Yeah.
out of the loop.
I mean, I only know like 2 Cranberry songs, but they're good songs. Linger is beautiful.
Yeah.
Linger is a beautiful song.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she died.
Oh, that's who died. Okay. No,
Yeah,
I get
Dolores.
that.
How did she die? Do we know that yet? Didn't we figure it out?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
He
Should
covered
do.
Zombie with Kindred.
Did I do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know if I put that on the channel though. Maybe I should. Do you know how good I am? I'm in guitar class. Cool. Yeah. Play Linger.
Rock on.
Linger's a great song. If you want to look up the chords to Linger, we can do it.
Where's my phone?
Get on here. I can kind of read the people's. Because I also wanted to reveal the name of the Salty Blues puppet show.
Ooh, do it.
That we're going to be working on. I already started. I went to Joann's the other day, and I got supplies to make string dolls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the skills are not really up to par yet.
That's not the most important thing. The
But
most important thing is the storyline.
Yeah, storyline's pretty good. So here's what it's called. You guys ready for this? It's called Blues Quest in Search of the Sixth Pentatonic.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's catchy.
Yeah, I started writing it this morning.
Is it the same storyline that we were?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the puppet. You know, I don't. Is it a puppet show if it's a string doll? Because they're not going to be like puppets. They're going to be like dolls on a stick.
We'll still call it a puppet show.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a puppet show.
Best idea that we got.
Do you have the Linger chords up yet?
I don't know.
You just had them.
You don't know the song well
Not
enough to
well
sing it?
enough.
Okay.
I'll do it. I'll sing it.
You'll sing it.
Yeah.
You know
All right,
it.
Garrett's gonna sing it.
No.
Then you can't.
I'm gonna win it.
Oh, is this it?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the main part?
You said what kind of guitar is it?
Taylor G. It's a good one. Garrett, anytime you want to jump in.
I'm trying to find where we are. Hold on.
If
you could return, don't let it burn.
Oh.
Don't let it fade. I'm sure I'm not being rude.
Right in my ear.
It's terrible part.
Yeah, maybe let's not dishonor the memory of a great singer
Yeah,
in such a
Yeah, I don't think she'd
such
be
an
happy
outward
with
way.
that.
All right, I'm gonna do a Cranberries cover at some point this week because you need a capo. So this is actually standard tuning right now because I'm tuned down half a step, which is kind of exciting. Yeah, but this is a Taylor GA3 acoustic guitar for some people who have asked. It's most like the 314 nowadays.
They said Sean do a cover and tabs on There's Nothing Holding Me Back. He did that with Andre, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sean, please. Continue it.
Yeah, there it is. You know that one?
Be back. Yeah. Someone said Salty Puppet Show.
Yeah, the puppet show is going to be good. Blues Quest, the search for the sixth pentatonic. I was really excited about that. It might be a little violent, might not be for everybody, but
It's gonna be
it's
pretty
coming.
intense.
You know? Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing holding me back. It's hard playing everything with a capo now because it's down tuned. Garrett, underneath your pillow on the couch is the key to the dungeon. Sean keeps the girls in finding no Stitch! Block him! Alright, yeah.
Oh no, the couch.
Garrett just booked his ticket to the dungeon right there. Too late.
Go! Sean, I gotta go now. Bye.
This song is kind of fun to play, actually.
About a girl. Isn't that Nirvana?
What?
About a girl.
About a girl. Cheddar's here? What up, Cheddar?
Hey.
Hey,
Thoughts on Dolores?
mods are here. Thoughts? Dolores is awesome. That's the Cranberry singer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh, you know her? You didn't even know
Oh,
that she
now you
died.
know.
Okay, well
until
now I
just
know.
okay.
Someone said it, so now I know.
I mean, are there any like legit Cranberry fans out there? Like, they obviously have more than just those couple songs. I think they had
Yeah.
3 songs that were like big, but I really don't know
Howdy.
anything else about them.
Howdy, Lee.
What's up, Lee? Lee's a golden sub. Always good to hear from you, Lee. It's so cool. Cover my latest song, Challenged. Leave it if there's a comment that you want me to see after the fact, you have to leave it after the video posts because I can't go back and see these comments, which is negligent on YouTube's part.
Yeah,
I think.
that's a
I think
fault.
that's kind of messed up. I know, right?
Definitely. Like Penny Lane.
John Mayer lessons. I think probably do that. Penny Lane. Play About a Girl from Nirvana. I don't know that one.
It's G. to E minor.
How do I play it?
There you go. There you
Garrett, take it away. You can see super charts. Oh, super chats after. I don't know. Spoiler alert, I really don't know what I'm doing. Soul to Squeeze. Still waiting for any of your students to cover a Sean Daniel original. Andrea is going under on her channel. We do that live. Something wanted Soul to Squeeze. You know that one? Chili Peppers. You know that one?
I know it.
I got a bad disease. Off from my brain is where I bleed. Insanity, it seems. You've got me by my soul to squeeze.
Oh, okay. Cool riff.
It's an awesome song. I think I said I was going to teach that like a long time ago, and I never did. Because I don't really know what I'm doing. Sorry. Anyways, back to the puppet show. Play a B, add 9 chord if I dare. Oh my gosh, a B major chord with an A?
No way.
That's how about this one?
I like it.
Or you can just do this. I guess. B add 9. B add 9 for you.
Jesse's
How about it? I'm all about it.
Rick's
Jesse, oh.
I can do that one.
That's cool. Indie band. Red Hot Chili
Hold on.
Is it?
I'll
It's
look
probably
it up.
C, right?
Yeah.
Is that Jesse's girl?
Yeah.
Jesse was a good friend. Yeah, Jesse was a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
What is this? In,
This is-
are we really doing Jesse's girl right now?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. It's in D.
Hello.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
No, it's gotta be original. Gotta be
Wait,
original.
Jesse's girl's high.
Wait, then do it.
Je-
Let me see. Yeah, no, he's been a good friend of mine. Lately something's changed, it ain't hard to find. Just got himself a girl and I wanna make her mine. And she's watching him with those eyes, and she's loving him with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms lately tonight. You know, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? I'll play along with the charade, 'cause it's giving me a reason to change. You know I feel so dirty when they start talking cute. I wanna tell them that I love him, but the point is probably moody. And she's watching him with those eyes, and she's loving him with that body, I just know it. And he's holding her in his arms lately tonight. You know, I wish that I was Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Where can I find a woman like that? I like switched it. And
I know,
it went
right?
between
Well,
had
that's-
and be.
The elephant plush.
Or
super
had and
boy,
was
right?
or something.
That's a great song. I love Jesse's girl. See, that's high, right?
Yeah, really high,
Yeah.
actually. That's like the only song we haven't had to modify for my voice.
Awesome. I know, right?
Jesse's
All right.
Squirrel.
Jesse's Squirrel. We could.
Oh,
I could do
yeah.
26 by Paramore.
Come on.
Alli has a folksy voice.
Oh,
Alli has like
no.
speeds. She can do like a lot of different things. It's pretty cool.
Tasty.
All right, so Jesse's Girl is definitely on the list. We got to
Oh,
cover
yeah.
that. I got to come up with like a Sean Daniel way to play that. Heaven by Bryan Adams. Is that the Heaven is a Place on Earth one?
I have no idea.
No clue.
Oh, baby, don't you know that's what?
Oh, I know that one.
Heaven is a place on earth. I'm gonna have Jesse's Girl stuck in my head all day now. Thank you
Yeah.
for whoever did that. Everybody learn Jesse's Girl. Do some Weezer.
Oh.
Do you need Weezer?
Yeah, I know.
Alan Son.
I know Island in the Sun. I know Buddy Holly.
Well, say it, so.
I don't know Say It, so.
Island in the Sun. We could look that up.
You want to do that?
Can you look up the chords for me?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I know that. Play some REM or Radiohead. I mean, you know I'll play Radiohead all day long.
I'll sing some Radiohead.
Yeah? Which ones do you know?
You know, the best one, Karma Police. The only good song they have.
Gotta get back to work. See you, Shatter. Have a good one. Island of the Sun is
Bye.
EADG. Is that what we have there? It is.
ADG. Oh,
Hip, hip.
Are we doing the capo?
Yeah.
Wait.
What do you think?
I
Alright.
Yeah, I need to keep.
What do you think? Probably here?
Yeah, probably. You on a holiday. You can't find the words to say. All the things that come to you, and I want to feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing, having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. Hip, hip.
That was less than enthusiastic hip hip.
Hip, hip.
There we go, yeah.
You're on a golden sea. You don't need no memory. Just a place to call your home as we drift into the zone. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing, having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. We'll run away together, and we'll spend some time forever, and we'll never feel bad anymore. Hip hip. Oh yeah. Hip hip.
This song gets kind of boring after a while, doesn't
Yeah. And it's like low for me.
it? Hi, you two.
I
Hey.
got something in my eye.
What's going on? You gonna
Oh
be okay?
no.
Oh, derailed. Can you provide some tips about fingerstyle arrangements? Find an open key because they really help you out, right? So let's say it's in, they're doing something in the key of, I don't know, like B flat or something. Did you?
Yeah, look.
Oh my God, that was huge. That was in your eye?
It's like a stick.
Jeez. Yeah. So like, instead of playing maybe like a B, like if you're playing something in the key of B, put the capo on like the 4th fret, and then make it like the key of G or something, because then you can be like, use the open strings to really like help you out a lot. What other questions do we have? Oh, shout out to the lefty righty squad. That's right. Attaboy Dom. Turn on Blues Traveler. Attempt a mashup. Blues Traveler mashup. Sure. Any tips on sight reading? I'm not the guy to ask. This guy, you're way better at sight reading than I am.
Hey, well,
This guy-
I wouldn't say way better.
Oh no, way better. Way better. I barely sight read. Like I have sight, and I can read.
Read a little bit.
So I guess I can sight read.
I guess so.
But I'm not. That's not like my thing. I'm like almost 100% by ear. Like I can figure stuff out by looking at charts, but yeah. So any tips on sight reading, Garrett, for the people?
Learn how to read music. That always helps.
Wow.
Good start. Wow, really
It always
helpful.
helps. I mean, it's a start.
Will to death. Yeah. Oh, they gotta. You guys gotta go.
Yeah,
don't
we
you?
gotta go.
We gotta go.
All right.
Yeah, I just gotta go to work. I'm gonna take over this solo for a little bit, I suppose. Did you? Are you,
Oh, not the
are you
sticker.
serious? This is not how you fold this case
Oh,
out.
no. Just.
Very disappointed. What's a good? Stop. Do you want your phone? What's a good instrument to learn to read on? Probably piano.
Piano, definitely.
I think piano's the way to go if you're gonna do that. Which you're in luck because I have piano lessons coming soon. Bye guys. See ya.
See ya.
Usually I would be a gentleman and walk them out, but I've got the subs.
The show must go on, you know?
Yeah, right.
Got things to do.
So I can hang out for another
Entertain.
15 minutes or whatever. The solo Sean phenomenon. What's going on? So Lucky.
I have one.
You're interrupting my live feed now.
Where's my
Now that you're not in it anymore, I'm not really as concerned. So,
You don't need it, Alex.
Salty Blues Puppet Show, all right? Currently in the midst of writing it. I wrote the first scene today. I taught myself kind of how to make stick figure animations. Loved your videos. Thank you. See you guys. Catch you later. And now I'm looking for suggestions and maybe plot points. It's definitely going to be trolling the blues community as much as possible, as some of you may have been able to imagine. Caged versus 3 notes per string. All right, I've never really talked about this before. The caged thing is something that I did not learn on, but it makes a lot of sense as far as like seeing shapes all over. Versus, so it's like that between like let's say you want to play like F major something. Fine. Thanks Tobin. I appreciate it. How distracting, huh? So cage, like let's find like the F chord here on this. Oh, Stitch, you're still around, man? Yeah, okay. By the way, so Friday is gonna be Ian, Sean, and the Dawn. So look forward to that. Yeah. I was never a huge fan of the cage system. Okay, he's apologized. It's okay. He's doing my chart. All right. So I'm not really the guy to ask about the cage thing either. Or really, I do think that 3 note per string is a little bit more helpful. Just because I think there is a little bit of a dichotomy, I suppose, between like chords and lead playing, which is something that like in my videos I try to like erase. But it is like 2 different mindsets. So from that point of view, I like the idea of the cage system, but not necessarily as far as like using like a C, A, G, E, D mentality. So I'm a big fan of like arpeggios as far as like navigating through the fretboard and then learning where like root notes are and then applying a chord voicing to it. So I guess that's kind of it. Real quick, what guitar? This is Taylor GA3, my number 1, Galaxy Coffee, yeah, you know it. Yeah, this is actually my favorite guitar. I've got a few of them, and this Taylor is it's where it's at. It always sounds good, no matter what kind of strings on it, no matter what kind of gauges you have on it. It's really cool. You've only learned the cage system, so what's the other way? Honestly, like, I never really learned a system. I just came at it from chords, chord voicings, scales, and arpeggios. So what I mean by that is, you learn your open chords first, G, C, D, A minor. And then eventually, you graduate to bar chords, and then like you use like that E major shaped bar chord for F major, F sharp major, G. So then you can kind of like find any chord, major or minor at least, on either the E string or the A string. So kind of like having chord voicings for a bunch of different type styles on both strings is a good way to find chords. Now, if you want to like connect those, then it's a cool thing to do to maybe add an arpeggio off of a chord voicing. So what I mean by that is like, let's take like a G major 7 voicing here. There's my G, and then I have the 4th fret of the D string, 4th fret of the G string, and the 3rd fret of the B string. Okay? So I want to connect this with maybe like another G voicing, like this one right here, which is the 10th fret on the A string, that's another G, so I'll put a shape on there. So I have 2 chord voicings with a lot of space in between, okay? So if I want to make my way higher, like into solo, for example, I want to make my way from here to here, I got to find a way that I can do that. Now I can think of playing in the key of G, and then like knowing that, okay, here's the G major scale, or the E minor scale, and kind of jump into that kind of stuff. And I think a better way to look at that in a musical way is doing it through an arpeggio, like this. Okay, so for instance, we took 2 chord voicings, G major 7, another G major 7. I don't have an 8 string, so I can't really gent, but I feel like I gent in my soul. All right, 2 voicings. How are we gonna connect these? We're gonna take this arpeggio, which I've done in a bunch of other videos. It's gonna take us right into that chord voicing. So, you know, whatever. How can you make money, but an extremely hard place to make any feasible amount of money? I mean, just being open to anything, building a network, a community of kind of different things, I suppose. I mean, that's a tough question because it's so, how you make money in music is so like location specific to what you're doing. Like in this town, it can support a lot of teaching, so I teach a lot, and there also are enough gigs that I can kind of pick up enough if I want to like make extra money. You know, I have the opportunities that there are enough places around here that would hire musicians that maybe I do like, you know, 1 a week or 2 every other week or however it ends up shaking out. But I think it's hard to say like how do you make money in music just because it's like so specific to what your area can support, you know. How do you bring home $1 million playing jazz? What? Alrighty, and go ahead. Start with how much? Whatever. Start with 3 million. There it is. Gotcha. Nice. Oh man. Any progress with the album? Yeah. So just grinding through it. Really. Got to finish the next track. I've been kind of sidetracked the last couple weeks, but I'm back on the train, and hopefully I'll have something by next week. Can you tell how to use dominant, diminished, augmented in a progression? Okay. So those are 3 different types of chords. Dominant chords going on the 5 chord. Jens Larson would like this joke. Jens is the man, right? Side note. So, all right. Dominant and diminished. Think of the 5 chord for dominant and the 7 chord for diminished. By the way, when are me and Ian making a music video together? Maybe Friday. I don't know. But let's talk about that dominant diminished thing for a second. Like, let's take a super basic chord progression in the key of C, like a 1, 6, 4, 5. Okay, so that's C. Oh, me and Jens. Hopefully, me and Jens are making one soon. I just hit Jens up in the DMs today on Instagram, so we'll see. We'll see what's up. But yeah. So what I say? 1, 6, 4, 5. C major, A minor, F major, G. If I wanted to add some kind of diminished or dominant thing, that G chord is going to turn into a G7, right? So I've got 1, 6, 4, 5. That 5 chord is now dominant, right? How do you know a chord shape? For example, G7, add 9. Okay, so that would be a G dominant 9, or G7, add 9. But that just comes down to knowing how chords are built. And I'm going to talk about... Live feeds are crazy because I get so many questions and I like switch topics so often. But all right, so we're going to quickly do the diminished thing, and then I'm going to talk about chord building. So we've got that 1, 6, 4. Now the 5 is dominant. So if I wanted to throw a diminished chord in there, it would have to be this one. It doesn't have to be, but it would make sense that it would be a B minor 7 flat 5, B half diminished to get me home. So if I go 1, 6, 4, 5, 7, which you know creates that tension that gets resolved on the 1. So I think it's just kind of a good thing to try sneaking stuff in there. Where do you want to sneak the 7 chord in the key of C? Where do you want to sneak the 5 chord as dominant in the key of C? You can really put them, you know, in any of those spots. I can switch around. Instead of a 1, 6, 4, 5, I could do a 1, 5. To a 4, which is kind of something that I do, like a 1 to a 5 to a 7. That kind of resolves a little bit on the 4. Like if you listen to that, like here's the 7 chord to the 4 chord. Like that's kind of like resolution that I kind of am more... You just added me on Instagram? Thank you. Everybody, check the Sean Daniel Music Instagram account. Good stuff right there. Going back to work. Have a good one, Zach. Thanks for stopping by. So really, that's just kind of how it is. Epiphone Les Paul or any Les Paul is not suitable for metal. How true is it? Not true at all. Absolutely not. Like a humbucking guitar, so it would sound great for metal. It's all about how you use it. Any advice for learning to play in a Hendrixian style? I think that it all has to do with... I personally think it has to do with your strumming hand more than anything. Like so, like you can take any major chord if you want to really Hendrix it out. your setting for salty blues puppets should be at the crossroads. There's definitely going to be a crossroads style scene in it, for sure. So Hendrixian style. Let's say we don't even have to worry about these like dominant 7 sharp whatever chords. We're going to take a regular A major bar chord, okay? And then Hendrix style, really busy. And then take your pinky and then just maybe start moving between these inflections, which I'm doing all on the same fret, right? My pinky right now is on the 7th fret of the D string. Move it to the 7th fret on the G string. And then maybe move it to the B string. Okay, so really all we have is like an inflection and like a busy kind of strumming head. And I guess that, to me, that's like what a Hendrixian style kind of is. So chord building, right? Somebody asked, how would you know like a G7 add 9 is? I'm gonna fall over real quick. Yeah, so before I read any other questions, I gotta answer this one because this was asked like 10 minutes ago. So G7 add 9, all right? Let's talk about what add 9 even means, because a G7 add 9 isn't really technically like a chord. It's like, that would be like a G dominant 9, all right? So you kind of have to know a certain amount of terminology. Like what a dominant chord is, like a G7, that means G dominant 7. The chord spelling for that is a major chord with a flat 7, a 1, 3, 5, flat 7. And then if you wanted to add a 9, the 9th note in G is A. So you take a G7 chord, or any kind of voicing that you want to make, and then find an A. So it really is kind of a combination of knowing what chord voicings are telling you. Because I remember when I was first trying to just memorize chords, it was so hard because like how many chords can you remember? But then when you see that they're just different voicings and they can be moved around, it got a lot easier for me. And then I started being more thoughtful about where the notes are. So like a G7 add 9 or a G dominant 9 is actually kind of a really helpful name because it tells you what you need to do. You need to take a G chord, you need to add the flat 7, and then you have to go an octave from the 1, right? 9, which is 2, G, A. So if I just take a G, this is A, A7, A7, A9, and add my pinky to a B, which is the 2nd note, the 9th note away from A, then I have kind of like an A9, okay? So the more confusing sounding chord names out there are actually the most helpful in describing what you actually need to do, you know? Please tell me 5 to 10 blues songs in increasing order of difficulty levels, starting from Sweet Home Chicago to whatever you think is the toughest. Man, I guess it just kind of like depends on the style. So Sweet Home Chicago being like a Chicago blues shuffle to like a super tough blues song. Well, to me, it's less about the solos that make songs hard, which I mean they do, but I don't really generally care about the solos because I'm not really a guy that plays solos note for note really like ever. But it's more about like the structure and kind of like the playing. So, I mean, I'm not really the go-to blues resource guy because like the blues stuff that I like to listen to is like Keb Mo and Taj Mahal. I like those guys like like that kind of style. Kind of like, you know, fingerstyle, Travis picking blues is like more the blues kind of that I listen to. So I'm probably not like, you know, the authority. Yeah, Travis picking. See, that guy knows what's up. Taj Mahal, Honeybee. Check that song out. That's such a good one. That would be one that I really would recommend. What was my reason for picking up the guitar? I can tell you, I was a junior in high school, and I was in this like math class. Very advanced math class because I was super, super cool in high school. And there were only 5 dudes in this class, right? There were only 5 people because it was like me, the only junior, then like the only 4 seniors who could like be in AP Calc 2 or whatever it was. And we had a lot of autonomy in this class. And one day, one of the guys just brought like an acoustic guitar in. And that was somehow, I'd gone 17 years in life without ever like really seeing a guitar up close. You know, you could like play some chords and it seemed pretty cool. And he's like, here, check it out. So I was like, all right, sweet. And then I just kind of started playing around with it, and I had no musical experience prior to that. Nobody in my family ever did anything, but my man Jason, shout out, let me play his acoustic guitar for the first time junior year in high school. It just seemed like something I wanted to do. So a few weeks later, I ended up buying like a cheap acoustic guitar from my friend who just kind of stopped playing his, and I was just off to the races with the help of the internet. Never had any like lessons or anything. And that was pretty much it. Played Dr. Dre. I don't really know. Don't really know a lot of Dre. I'm still waiting for Detox. Then I'll start playing some Dr. Dre for sure. So yeah, that's the story of the origin of the guitar, which maybe I can incorporate into the Salty Blues Puppet Show. We'll see. The thing about the Salty Blues Puppet Show is it's going to take like an incredible amount of manpower to do. So that's why I have Alli and Garrett to kind of do the grunt work, and I can open myself up to more of the creativity. Cool, 2013. Yeah, 2030. That's exactly. How are your video lessons different than your in-person lessons? Excellent question, and yes, there will be guests in the puppet show. I think the in-person lessons definitely focus more on learning specific songs that they want to learn, whereas the video lessons are more about concepts, which I feel concepts I just think they appeal to a broader type of person interested in like learning online. Not that there's anything wrong with like teaching, hey, have a good one. Not that there's anything wrong with like teaching songs and stuff online, but yeah, I just think that what I had to offer, and when I started making videos, what I never saw a lot of online was just kind of teaching those concepts in like the way that I thought of it, as far as like chord buildings and stuff like that, you know? Because I've been playing for like 17 years now, as someone just asked. And yeah, I thought that there was kind of like a lack of cool videos like that on the internet. There's definitely no lack of song tutorial videos, which is why I never really went that route. Although the riff deconstruction is kind of fake teaching a song. But yeah, in person, I definitely try to teach those concepts through songs that maybe that student is more into learning, because I think that, you know, most people kind of relate better to like being able to play songs that they want to learn how to play and they want to play like, you know. So does anyone ever yell Freebird at your shows? Oh, of course. Without fail, there's always somebody who does it. But who is my guitar hero when I started playing guitar? Elliott Smith, 100%. Between Elliott Smith and Hendrix, for sure, right off the bat. I mean, I think Hendrix is the one that like initially inspired me to like, as far as like when I listened to, once I got that guitar, once I started playing. But Elliott Smith is the one that actually kind of like got me like really, really deep into it. And then after playing for maybe 6 months, then I have my Zeppelin phase, which every guitar player needs to have their Zeppelin phase. And Jimmy Page, man, just the ultimate. I think Jimmy Page is like the ultimate guitar teacher, personally, because like every single song by Zeppelin is like so accessible at like any level that you kind of walk into it. So that's why like I'm a huge Zeppelin fan, because, you know, I could take like a 6-year-old kid at the beginning and teach him a Zeppelin song. You know, it's like awesome, and they dig it right away. Or it could be someone like 60 years old, and you can do that too. So it's pretty sweet. Could you please do lessons focusing on some guitarist styles? I don't know. I mean, maybe I could. I could do like a Hendrix one. Yeah, Sweet Adeline, you know what's up. But I mean, there's a lot of videos out there like that too. Like Stitch is awesome at those in the mind of Jerry Garcia, in the mind of whoever else, whichever other weirdo guitar player he wants to do. But I am doing, speaking of, hey, what's going on, Paolo? Good to see you, man. Doing pretty good. But I am going to have an Elliott Smith week, finally, on the channel. I have 3 of the 7 videos done. I'm just waiting for one other singer. Of course, it's Andrea. Always waiting on Andrea to get her song down. And then Elliott Smith week will begin. So I don't know if I'm going to do like an actual like in the mind of Elliott Smith type video, just because it's like, how do you even do that? But definitely going to be a lot of Elliott Smith related content. A week straight, coming up probably a week from Thursday is what I'm thinking. So, you know, I'll do a song me and Alli already did Between the Bars, which I'll put up. I think we're probably going to do Say Yes, because that's the only song I could convince Andrea to do. Thoughts on Heat Miser? I mean, a couple great songs, you know? Definitely, I remember it's snowing, oh my God. So Heat Miser is the band that Elliott Smith was in before he did most of his solo, concurrently with some of his solo stuff, but really just kind of like the band before. Which is the funny thing about Heat Miser is, you know, they were kind of big-ish for what that genre was, and their stuff sounds pretty produced. And to think that it was happening the same time as like the first two Elliott Smith albums came out is like weird, because like the first two Elliott Smith albums are like super lo-fi, and they have almost kind of like a very old timeless feel. And then Heat Miser seems a little bit more modern, or very like 90s produced punk, whatever. So I can't say I jam out to a lot of Heat Miser, but I've definitely heard all their stuff. And you know, like Plain Clothes Man is a cool song. They got some good ones, but I mean, I'm just the OG for Elliott Smith, so anything he does I'm interested in, but I don't listen to a lot of Heat Miser. I gotta pick one of the songs to do a Chirango cover of, though. I haven't done that yet. So John Mayer, like what are the things that makes him unique, I guess is kind of like the question. Playing with your fingers, right? So I would say a very Hendrix-like approach to minor chords. Kind of like double stopping through minor scale positions in kind of like a bluesy way. I guess is that kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of like rhythmic. He plays with his thumb and like his fingers a lot, like kind of, you know, signature vibrato, I suppose, that he has. God, just such a super clean tone. I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to explain his playing, other than it's like, it is kind of from like the Hendrix school of thought, but definitely his own thing too. He said he regrets doing the thumb part. Oh, that's interesting. Huh? So first of all, what are the thoughts on Robert Johnson? Awesome, you know, definitely the original OG when it comes to the blues game. I think something that might be worth checking out is Eric Clapton's tribute to Robert Johnson, which is a whole album of like Robert Johnson tunes Eric Clapton did, which is pretty cool. And then somebody asked me what my thoughts on Muse are, and my thoughts on Muse is that I think they're one of the great bands of all time. Huge Muse fan. And yeah, see, Thomas knows. Thomas has heard that album. That was like the only Clapton album that I actually bought. Again, not a huge Clapton guy, nothing but respect for Clapton, but that one's pretty good. What's going on, man? Pretty good. How you doing? Mr. Gomez, good to see you. Joining the live feed. But yeah, also with the John Mayer thing, just playing a Strat too. Really kind of that spanky single coil. Yeah, Muse is huge. God, I love Muse so much. I jam out to Muse all the time. So yeah, huge Muse fan, as you people are, because you have fine taste, because you're here right now. Led Zeppelin thoughts. I was just talking about Zeppelin, the greatest. Gibson or Fender? Come on, man. You know who you're talking to right here, rocking that Fender swag right now. I don't know. I have a Gibson. I have a Gibson 333. I just am not a Gibson guy, and the reason that I'm not that they don't make awesome guitars, but I used to work at Guitar Center, and the Gibson customer service, if we ever had to deal with them, awful. And to me, like, customer service will tell you so much about a company and kind of like where they allocate the resources and kind of how they take care of people. And yeah, Gibson was always just like such a bear to work with. And I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm not going to get into Gibson. Although, hey, Les Pauls are fantastic. 335s are the best. My 333 I love. It's fantastic. But definitely a Fender guy at heart. And a music man, Ernie Ball. That's my brand right now. What we got? Thoughts on Post Malone? I like pre-Malone a little bit better. When are you gonna have videos on beginner guitar lessons? Should I make more videos geared towards beginner guitars? That's a good question, because I don't know if like that's something people want to see or whatever, because I'm open to it. Record labels? I don't know. I feel like record labels are kind of... I mean, what can you really say? You know, there's only a few of them left that really kind of do anything of substance, and it's usually just kind of generic, you know, so. For my students who don't practice as much as they should, how do you motivate them? Like for your slacker child, she likes to play guitar, but everything in the world distracts her. Ooh, that's a good question. So, I mean, motivating a child is different every single kid. And sometimes I'll just go through the gauntlet of what I think is going to take him or her to kind of get to it. And it's all about just finding stuff that they identify with. Like, I was on a roll teaching Harry Potter music to like 40% of my students at one point, and that seemed to be really kind of doing it. An acoustic guitar for beginners. You know, I think the Yamaha acoustics are really good for like the cheaper price points. Those are pretty good. Have you seen It Might Get Loud on Netflix? No, I've only seen clips of it, but I should watch the whole thing. That's that documentary with, was it The Edge, Jack White, Jimmy Page? Is there another one that I'm missing out? But yeah, see, Yamaha's pretty good. Harry Potter, that can be beginner music. Yeah. Oh, the Harry Potter theme. I think I played that wrong. And especially the Harry Potter theme, you can actually do as a duet, and like one person's just doing like an E minor waltz. And that actually is like a cool way to get people into it. That really worked for like a lot of my... Chris Stapleton, I don't really know a lot about Chris Stapleton, to be honest. I've heard really good things about him, but again, nothing against country, but it's not like my genre, really. So I don't know. You have a Taylor acoustic guitar with medium gauge strings, and the action is a bit high. Will the string action be lowered if I change it to lighter gauge strings? Usually, so let's say you're using 13s and you can go 12s. Usually that's going to be fine. It's hard to like really predict totally. But even like on my Breedlove, which I switched from 12s to 11s, I didn't have to change the action at all. So like if you go from like 12s to 10s or something like that, then you're probably more likely to have to get it set up or something. But generally you can go down a gauge. And in my experience, I haven't had to make any adjustments. But also too, I'm notoriously low maintenance. So even if it was like fighting and buzzing, I would just figure out a way to do it, you know. Go to the 10s, really go to the 10s for acoustic. Interesting. Would you ever be interested in a guitar from a small-time or unknown luthier? Search question. Same question goes for Stitch and the audience as well. Yeah, of course I would. I mean, honestly, like a custom guitar would be fantastic, and to kind of like rep someone who's like doing that for a living or trying to do that for a living would be awesome. If it was like a cool guitar. I'm over the brand thing, even though of course I'm wearing like a Fender hoodie and like playing a Taylor. Like that stuff doesn't really matter to me. Like it probably did like, you know, 6 years ago or whatever. So yeah, if any of you luthiers want to send me a custom guitar, please, I'm all for it. Send them my way. You have a few Deans. Those are good entry-level ones. Yeah. So Deans are like, I know a lot of people like the Luna ones, which I think a lot of guitar players laugh at like Luna as a band just because they're kind of like girly looking. But hey, if that's what it takes to inspire like a kid or whoever to play a guitar, just having a cool guitar that looks interesting, then go for it. You know, they're fine. You have a bad guitar or a bad amp. What should you change first? It's a tough question. I mean, it depends on how bad it is, because some of those like I would almost say the amp would be my first, you know, my first thought, because those like real crappy amps are just like awful no matter what you plug into it. So I would say just get like a decent amp first, and then that could really, you know, improve. You might not even have a crappy guitar, it could just be the amp. Yeah, Ed's son has a Luna, sounds great. Yeah, it's all about quality control, finding a good one. Any kind of company out there, if you play it and it sounds good, it's a good guitar, yeah? So yeah, definitely amp up. Try amp out first. Which is the hardest part in your guitar journey? The hardest part in the guitar journey, huh? Finding other musicians that I wanted to work with. Hardest part in the guitar journey. I don't know. This is totally just personal experience that I'm speaking from, and I don't want to make generalizations, but like all the musicians, a good amount of the musicians that I've worked with have been kind of insufferable to a certain point. So, you know, especially when it comes to like playing in a band, like I would have loved to have been in a band, but like the universe has taught me over and over again that that is just not meant to be. So it hasn't happened yet, nor will it really ever happen. So that has been my hardest part, because as far as like, you know, like practicing and like playing and becoming like a good guitar player, that's 100% on you. You know, that's like within your control. So that's kind of cool. The worst item that you've ever bought? Worst music related item? That's a good one. I don't even know. I don't even know how to answer that. I've generally had like pretty good experiences with most gear that I've had. And if I had a problem, I just like returned it. Man, the worst music related purchase I've ever made. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Maybe I'll put that on the QA. I'll think about that and I'll try to come back to it. Let's see here. Let me read some of these questions. The flute? The flute? How dare you say the flute is the worst musical item I've ever bought? That's terrible. Well, I guess the fact that it was in a different key than I was promised, I guess that's kind of something to consider. Oh, cool. You're going to Phoenix to go to Luthier school? That's awesome. Oh, man. Probably thanks to my videos. Thank you so much. That's so cool. I've heard about those Luthier schools where they kind of give you like, some of them give you like a crash course and some of them are more like legit, like, you know, it takes a few years and stuff. So definitely, Kyle, let us know about your journey and how that's going in the comment section and whatever. Make a video about that's interesting. I would say Pentatonics, man. Arctic Monkeys. Not really. Not like in any Pentatonic. So chicken picking is like, I guess it's kind of like a style of country-ish picking that generally is done on a Telecaster. And it's usually pretty fast. It sounds cool. Not my style. I'm not really good at it, so I'm probably the one I gotta ask. How many songs have I written? That's actually a good one. Probably 50 of them, maybe. I would say 30 of which are listenable to right now. What's my least favorite thing about the YouTube community? I think it's the same thing about musicians in general, like the jealousy and kind of like the fakeness. I think what I love about the YouTube community are the subs. And it's cool, like, because I watch a lot of YouTube guitarists. I mean, maybe not like everything, but yeah, it's cool. You kind of see some of the same people like commenting, and this people's sense of humor is fantastic. That's why I always try to keep it real, and I appreciate the subs helping me to keep it real sometimes. When if I slip, I always know that if I slip, the subs will be there. But I kind of feel like there's like a lot of fakeness in the YouTube guitar community, especially when it comes to like some of the thumbnails that you'll see, like like super smiley people like learn how to play A minor chord, or like music theory is bad for you. I swear to God, who's the dude with like the beard who actually like legit says that like music theory will like hurt you as a guitar player, which is like the dumbest thing. It's like, so if it wasn't so like lame, it would actually be kind of like upsetting, you know? Oh, the real question is how many songs did you start to write before you actually finished one, right? Common struggle, which I think a lot of people who are, you know, who have ambitions to write on guitar, I think everybody goes through that. In fact, I was like, actually last night I was pushing through one trying to just finish it because I knew if I didn't finish it that time, I'd probably just put it on the back burner. I'd never even hear it again. So I finished it, and I guess it's okay, but it probably still needs editing. Now, early on, like I said, I started playing when I was 17. The first couple songs that I wrote were like joke songs for school projects, which I think was actually, it sounds stupid, but I think it was actually super helpful for me to do it that way, because it's like, okay, well, this is like, I'm looking at this as an assignment, and it's getting done one way or another. So really, like all 8 of my first songs I finished, and again, I don't even remember them because they're total jokes. One of them was on spies. The very first one was the 12-bar blues about being a spy, because I had to do a report on like espionage. So instead I wrote a song about spies. Got that one done right quick. 100%, you know. When am I coming to Michigan for a music project with you? What part of Michigan do you live in again, Justin? I forget. I don't know. Might be a while. I don't have any plans to go back to Michigan anytime soon, but I mean, I still have people there, so. How to get your music out there? That's like the $1 million question. I think you gotta just, YouTube has been an awesome platform for me because it's very easily shared. Lansing. All right, cool, man. I'll let y'all know whenever I go somewhere, I'll blast it out to see if maybe I can meet up with some of the subs or something. That'd be cool. If a subscriber of yours would knock on your door, would you do a guitar jam session with them? That's an interesting question. Because I mean, hey, I would love to meet a lot of you guys, but if one just randomly showed up, I would probably be a little frightened. I don't know. But then I check the vibe of it, and if it was a cool vibe, of course we jam. Absolutely. Yeah. If you just saying it out loud sounds kind of creepy, but you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what would happen. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, maybe whoever the sub is that infiltrates my home can vlog it and see my look of terror. See how I would react to that. Books plane ticket to creep Sean out. Yeah. I always do wonder. I feel like I'm not easily creeped out. So, not that I'm challenging you by any means. It would be interesting to see what the reaction would be, you know. If I ever make it to New Hampshire, you know, yeah, definitely. I think I might be going to Boston in, when I was gonna go to Boston? March, maybe? So I'll let y'all know there. I was gonna kick it with some Berkeley folk. Tell me if you know about electric guitar brands like Chord, Dean, Vendetta, Stag, Ashton, Washburn, Schecter, ESP, and beginner and electric stuff. Schecter, I think dollar for dollar might be your best bet. Schecter guitars are pretty awesome. I've had those. Address, please. Yeah. But Schecter and ESP are the ones I've personally had the most experience with, and I think they're awesome guitar manufacturers, and I have no problem recommending going with either one of those. Have you been to Utah? I've been to Utah one time to go sledding when I lived in Las Vegas. That was pretty cool. Restraining orders coming up. That's great. The music is coming from inside the house. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh, I love it. Yeah, so I still have a Schecter. I have a Schecter Hellraiser, which is great. I had a Schecter Flying V with bat inlays, which was fantastic. So yeah. Thoughts on Marty Shorts? Marty Shorts is OG. I got nothing bad to say about Marty Shorts. I don't think I've ever watched an entire Marty Shorts video, but that's like the legend right there. So good on him. Thoughts on Squier guitars? The Squier Vibe, I think it was a 60s Vibe guitar that came out, were really good. I thought that was cool. So many Mormons here, not that bad. Hey, Mormons are my people. When I moved to Las Vegas, I started kicking it with these Mormon girls, and it was awesome. It was like the best food that you could like ever possibly have. Everyone is like so super nice. Some of the Mormon dudes were a little salty towards me because if you don't know about like the Mormon community, is like some of the guys they can get a little anxious until they actually get married because, you know, they're supposed to be celibate, right? So I definitely got a lot of salty looks from Mormon guys because I was like kicking it with the girls. But if you've ever been to a Mormon wedding, it's hilarious because like usually like a wedding, you know, there's a ceremony, everybody hangs out for hours, dancing, drinking, whatever. Mormon weddings are awesome, but as soon as like they say the vows, the bride and groom are like out of there. They're like, peace out. We're gonna go get this, we're gonna knock this out. And it was pretty fantastic. I like it. And they're really good at basketball. What the Mormons are? That was not my experience. The Mormons that I was kicking it with did not have a lot of game. I went to play with a few of them, but yeah, that's pretty good. But speaking of Utah, my guy Ricky Rubio, he balls in Utah. Rubio's probably my second favorite player. I don't know. Squier Bullet Strat. How about that? I don't think I've ever played that one. I'm not sure. You know, so I worked at Guitar Center and someone asked me what the price of a general setup was. I honestly don't know because our Guitar Centers, both of them that I worked at, they didn't do the setups yet. I think now it's like $50 is what I would guess they kind of charge for a setup. I don't know. It could even be different. And what's wrong with Ricky Rubio, Dom? Come on, man. It's ridiculous. Please. Rubio's bass Rubio is fantastic. Not my favorite player, but he's up there. Great stream, guys. Thanks, Peter North. 50 to 70 is average for a setup? Yeah, so that's kind of what I would think. Thoughts on Gordon Hayward? I mean, probably the most disturbing moment of my year was seeing Gordon Hayward's ankle. Ugh, I have nightmares about that. But awesome. Really, you know, like underrated defender. Can do a little bit of everything. That'd be so cool if he came back to the Celtics this year. And Rubio can shoot a little bit. His shooting hasn't been awful. Think about, are the Cavs going to the finals? That's a great question. Because that team, if I had to like bet my life on one team making the finals from the East, it would probably be the Cavs. But I don't know. The 29th ranked defense in the league. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's pathetic. Like, what happened to Tristan Thompson? He's like a hustle player that like just doesn't try hard anymore. And I think we all know what happened to Tristan Thompson. It was a Kardashian that happened to Tristan Thompson. So sad. But the Cavs are still kind of fun to watch. I love J.R. Smith. Old man D Wade is pretty great. Oh, you're a Markkanen fan? My man. Mm-hmm. Rubio, yeah, I know. Rubio's a huge. We don't have to get in to Ricky Rubio other than he's a visionary point guard who is an elite on-ball defensive player, by the way, that people don't give him credit for, and he just has not found the best situation for his skill set. But yeah, Markkanen, I'll bet Markkanen's a huge deal over there. I mean, that guy's, honestly, I got to be 100% honest, I wasn't totally thrilled when the Bulls picked him, but I mean, obviously now it's like excellent pick, just because I didn't watch a lot of, I think he went to Arizona, right? I didn't watch a lot of him over there, so I didn't really know. He just had the look of, I think you can forgive me if, saying that he had the look of a lot of those tall white Euro guys that kind of don't pan out. So yeah. Thoughts on the Ball brothers? They're slowly starting to take over your country. Okay, so yeah, the Ball brothers, the Lithuanian madmen over there. Here's the thing, right? The Balls are really obnoxious in general. But I gotta say, I kind of love Lonzo's game. I think Lonzo's gonna be awesome. I think his defensive instincts, even though I wouldn't say he's like a plus defender yet, instinctually his defense is like next level, and he really does remind me a lot of Jason Kidd. So I am a Lonzo Ball fan, despite his family's best efforts. I would be surprised if LaMelo or LiAngelo ever really made it, but I guess we'll see. See, I'm all Chicago. I was born in Chicago, so football-wise, I'm a Bears fan. It's been kind of a weird playoffs so far. It'd be interesting if anybody can beat New England, but we'll see. Any new rock tunes coming out soon? I'm shooting to have a new rock tune out in 7 to 10 days. So that is going to be my goal. That's awesome. That's awesome that Markkanen has the respect of his homeland. And I am right there with you on the Markkanen train right there. Your football coach played for the Bears? Really? So I was Chicago North Side. So I was born in the city of Chicago. My mom was like a banker. My dad worked at a restaurant there. Early on, we moved to the suburbs. So I lived in Barrington for a short while. But then when I was like 7, we moved to Wisconsin, which sucked because I was there for the entire Brett Favre heyday. And I just got endless amounts of crap from annoying Packer fans. So I am a Cubs fan. Instead of the Sox. I was just kind of like the way that my whole family was. But we did kind of vote for both of them. But Cubs fan for sure. New York deep dish pizza. Definitely deep dish, even though I don't do pizza anymore. But it used to be. Grew up 2 miles from Wrigley, but a Sox fan. That's a cool area, though. I definitely like the Wrigleyville area. Didn't play wrong, broke his leg, and become coach. Man, bummer. So many athletic stories like that. Actually, I'm friends with a couple of pro athletes. My buddy Marcus Liberty, if any of you remember the Alli from back in the day, Marcus Liberty was like the #1 ranked player. He's a friend of mine, and we still kind of kick it and play a little bit. He's still got a little bit of game for being an old timer, obviously because he's like 6'8", and he can still shoot. But yeah, it's just crazy to kind of see how like professional athletes age. It's ridiculous. How to hammer on minor 7th chords. So if you found the Say It Ain't So video from yesterday helpful, it's all about just kind of starting one at a time. So see if you can so this is like a minor 7 chord, barring the 4th fret. Ring finger from 4 to 6 on the D string, middle finger from 4 to 5 on the B string. Start with 1 finger at a time. If you can do the middle finger and get good tone, solid. If you can do the ring finger, pick your tone, that's where it's at. Then do them together. And even if you can't do it on a bar, just do it here and then do it here. No problem, man. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. And then eventually you can do this and this. You do this. At what point of learning music theory should I start watching Modes with Friends? Right now. There's no bad time to watch Modes with Friends. In fact, I actually gotta run to go make it to the next thing. But I appreciate all of you sticking around, talking little hoops, talking music, and we're gonna have some more cool videos and content for you soon. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.